Testing 1, 2. Okay, there we go. Hello, everyone. It's KSKO Program Director Paul Walker. Joining me to talk about the library is Barb Deerdorf. Barb, thanks for joining me. Do you have an official title at the library?
I am president of the association, which is the McGrath Community Library Association Inc. As of April 13th, 1942. We turned 80 years old this year.
So that it is worth talking about for a second here because we have the oldest public library in the state of Alaska, don't we?
We do. And I hope to be able to make more of that as time goes on.
What does the library offer for lending material? I've been in the library a couple of times, and for a small community, we have a library full of wonderful resources. If people were to walk in there today, what would they find?
Well, for one thing, if a family comes in, the little children have a whole room to themselves with a huge selection of toys to play with for various ages. The little dollhouse that's open and can be reached from just about every side is a big comer. The kids really like to play with that one. And then the adults could enjoy the Alaskana room, which has only material about Alaska, shelves and shelves of it. And we also have in there the newspaper that Sally Collins and her group used to publish. We have just about every issue of it in there if people want to come in and go back and find somebody's name back in 1943.
Wow.
Oh, I guess maybe the newspaper is probably not that old, but back in the time.
What else can people find in the library? There are DVDs, CDs, movies, computers?
Right. We have a computer room with 3 available computers. We have iPads that people can use. In the children's room, there is an AWE Center. It's AWE, and I forget what it stands for, but it's a very basic learning computer that children can master their computer skills on. And then we have the adult nonfiction room. And then we have a teen room, which has all the juvenile fiction and juvenile nonfiction. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of good reference books in there now, and we have a brand new set of World Book Encyclopedia in there.
So the library really has just about everything you could probably want, but maybe you're like me, literally like me, and you find a book that you've just got to have that you can't find anywhere, and the library doesn't have it. Can you still help someone find that book?
Yes, we can try. There's an interlibrary loan program. And there's a gal in Anchorage, and we get a hold of her, and we tell her what the title and the author is, and she finds it. Some of the books come from Chicago. Some of them come from Wyoming. She tracks them down and gets them to us in the mail, and then we have a certain time that the patron can keep it, and they get it back to us, and we mail it back to the library.
So if the McGrath Library doesn't have it, no fear, unless you want some super rare old book like me, there's a good chance they'll be able to find the book.
There's a very good chance, yep.
What is something that is unique about the McGrath Library that other libraries may not have or people here just might not be aware of? What makes the McGrath Library special?
Well, I think besides the fact that it's the oldest public library in the state, the fact that everybody who lives in McGrath has a stake in this library. It's the community's library. And so if people have ideas about it, have something that they would like to see the library doing, they have every right as anybody else in the town to come and initiate it, see if we can do it.
Are there any fees associated with the library? Not in having a library card, but like late fees for material that's late being returned, printing something, copying, any fees associated with anything?
We do try to collect some money for the copying, just to pay for the printer and the ink. And we ask $1 a page for printing. A lot of times when somebody's got a school report that they need to print out and it's 15 pages, we're not going to ask them to pay $15 to print it. We're reasonable about it.
Do you have late fees?
No, we don't. And I don't know if that's kind of backfiring on us, because I think a lot of people think, well, if I'm not going to get charged for it being late, I just won't bring it back. But no, we do not have late fees.
I see where the library is looking for a library director and an assistant. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and what those jobs entail and how people apply?
Sure. I think that one of the greatest assistants that the library has had in this village is the MNVC. They have helped us hire an aide. And that position is subordinate to the director, and that person opens and closes the library every day, weekday, and takes care of keeping the place clean, making sure that all the library rules are obeyed, like not eating food at the computers and that sort of thing. The director pretty much just runs the library. They manage the budget. They do all of the advertising. They direct the aid and reach out to the community for help. And at one point, when we haven't had a director for a while, and we organized interested people as a committee to be sort of like a director committee, and we divided the director's job up. And that worked for a little while, and then people started moving. And but we may do that again unless we get a director soon.
If people are interested in either the director or library assistant job, where can they get more information? How can they apply?
Just get a hold of me. I'll be glad to talk to anybody who has any kind of questions. And my phone number is 907-574-0568.
Without a library assistant, what hours are the library openings? I know normally it's weekdays 1 to 5, or it has been, and then when there are volunteers, it's 7 to 9. So what's going on now without a dedicated employee?
Right now, summertime, it's pretty much not very many hours. And what's been happening is that when people want to get in to take care of business, they give me a call, and I figure out with them when is the best time for us to meet down there. And I go down and open it up and try to announce that it's open on the message board. And from now on, I'll call you too.
Absolutely. Do you need volunteers? Like if someone says, hey, I would like to spend 2 or 3 hours once a week opening up the library at night. Could you use help like that? Could you use volunteer help for something else with the library?
Most definitely. We can use volunteers for just about any chore there is. Right now, we have so many projects going on that the volunteers are kind of underwater just getting that done. We got a grant for the Ray Collins collection that he bequeathed to the library, and we're setting up the 2 big rooms upstairs in the city, the 2 rooms that are upstairs in the city building, and they're going to be comfortable reading rooms with a Lascana in them. And so we've got a lot of volunteers that are unpacking furniture as it comes in and putting up books. And then we also have another grant where we had some shelves made by Les Malone, which are beautiful. And they're all here now, and we need volunteers to put the books back up on the new shelves, and all of our media too. We've got DVDs and lots of tapes if people have beta machines.
So even if someone says, I've only got 2 hours once, but I want to help out, you can find a use to make use of their 2 hours.
Most definitely. Yep.
How can people remind everyone out there your phone number and email address?
Okay. My personal email address is bideardorf, DEARDORFF @gmail.com.
And you also have a library. Is it McGrathLibrarian @gmail.com?
That's correct. McGrathLibrarian @gmail.com.
And what is the phone number if people just want to pick up the phone and talk to you for a minute?
Okay, that's 907-574-0568.
Repeat that one more time for everyone, because I'm sure they're running to grab a pen right now.
Okay. It's Barb Deerdorf at 907-574-0568.
All right, Barb Deerdorf, the president of the McGrath Library Association. Thank you so much for talking to me today.